What happened to my pop out? Did I mess that up? Well, yep, I had to go there. Hey, Kevin, you already in here? Okay. Yeah, I'm getting started about a minute early. Trying to get a few things going here. Hey, Don, how are you? Eating my last little vestige of. Hey, Robert. My little. Yeah, we're live now. Yeah, yeah, I'm lively as I can get. Got a little bit of a cookie to munch on, and well, Trump's the only one you spelled right on that. It's Biden is the other one. I, I don't know where you're from, but no, you're from Russia. You didn't help Trump out this time. Hey, Joshua. Yeah, I'm over here at my small shop this morning. Back up here, as you can see a little bit of all the stuff in the background back here. Trying to trying to get some things started. Yep, just trying to get some things started and see what goes on. Hey, Chris, how are you? Yeah, I haven't seen much. Have you put much up this week? I haven't been notified if you have. You you've been too busy getting that building finished. I haven't noticed any videos. Just one video. I must have missed it. I'll have to go back and double check my videos. Unless I might have caught it and just thought it was last week. Yeah, I had one yesterday. Just thought I would jump up here yesterday and do a little bit of a video, and then I've come back again this morning and do my regular video, my regular 9 o'clock slot. Not too bright, am I? I'm gonna cut this one light off. It's a little bit too much. I look a little bit washed out. Oops. Let me see if I can step on something here. I can't stretch that far. Well, I may have to stretch that far anyway. Hope. See if I can step up on this chair and get that string. Got an old pull cord. Oh, I think that's a little bit better. I was a little bit washed out there. Had too much light shining down on me. I got a LED light that's right here overhead. Sometimes it gets a. Oh, you working on your rafters, are you? Yeah. Oh, it's very crisp on your end. That's good. That's good. Yeah, it was looked a little bit washed out. So I thought does it still look good now? I hope everything, because you can see all my tools and boxes and a little bit of a truck in the background and a few other things back there behind me. Well, good afternoon, Patrick. Yeah, I'm trying to get situated this morning, get started. $15,000 to buy them pre-made. Now, how long of a span is that? It looks about like the size of this building, about 80 feet long, 70 or 80 feet long. Yeah. Yeah, this is my smaller shop. I've got a bigger 64 by 104. Oh, okay. Well, that's almost as big as my big building. It's 60 by 160. And yeah, I remember that was an expensive building too. So it can get that way. I'm looking to build some storage buildings now, and I'm trying to get some prices on that. I've got a good bit of acreage and everything, and I want to take advantage of some of my acreage out here. Yep. Yeah, it's the trusses will help it go up quicker, that's for sure. This one here, these trusses are about. I'm trying to. You can't see them from here, but they're. I'm trying to think. They got a pretty good pitch on them. Yeah. Yeah, money for nothing and the chicks are free. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I have thought about that. I've got a friend that actually did that. What I thought I was going to do though is to put a couple of nice looking uh, units up front, and then maybe alternate it with some shipping containers, because the shipping containers don't have the appeal even after you fix them up and everything. They don't quite have the appeal, and I would kind of like a mixture of them. Is what I was thinking. So to make the lot, I mean, because it'll be a whole brand new lot. It won't be uh, you know the other way. And yeah, it's we can get the shipping, the containers. I can get them at a pretty reasonable price, and I can pull them out of the port out of Savannah myself. And of course, a lot of people have started pulling them and crushing them too. I mean, there's some people have just got them for the metal when they got really cheap, and then uh, people, other people have. I think the market kind of got hot for them again, and when it gets too many people want them, then the price will go up on them. But right now they're fairly reasonable, I think, and I will we'll see. I'm thinking about a mixture of them. But I've got a good friend that had a storage facility, and he actually just sold it too. And the last few that he built onto, he did it with the storage buildings and with the containers, and then put doors on the sides and everything. And that way he had like a 8 by, I think like a 8 by 10 box that he could do with each one. And if he did a 40 foot, if he did a 40 foot trailer, he was able to get 4 doors, I think, for each one. And he did like that, and then he would put them back to back, and make them look like a covered unit and everything, paint them and everything to match the rest of his units and everything. It made it look pretty good. And I've thought about that. I mean, you want to make them look good too. And the thing about it, you don't have to have them inspected. That's what he told me about. I mean, these first I'll have to pull a permit with, and have to pour the pad and everything else. And the cost of cement and the pad and just a lot of different things like that would run the cost up. But if I can I want the units to look good, and then if you've got some further back away from the road, then you can start using the storage containers and everything. I think they would be sufficient too. But I want to make it look good, for the appeal, the old curb appeal, I guess you might say. So that's the reason I'm thinking get some built, and it would be quicker too for me if I can get that and get it done. I'm thinking about putting some of over here on this side of town where I have my shops. I've got 15 acres of land here. And then over where the Napa store is, I've got 8 acres of land. So I've got plenty of acreage to do it on either side of town. So I may end up doing it on both sides of town. I don't know. It depends on. Now, the one big expense is the fencing to go around it, so you can have it secure. That's a major expense there. So I got to watch my cost on that. And most of them now are doing, like I say, the self-storage, and so you can actually just rent. You don't even have to meet the people. They can rent over the phone with a credit card, and you give them a unit number and electronic code to get in and out, and then you're done with it like that. So that's one way of doing it. I'm thinking about trying to set it up I want the easiest way I can get them in and out. I don't want to complicate anything. I don't want to make a situation where I have to work it. I'm retiring down. I'm changing my investment strategies, you might say. So I don't want something that's going to do like a shop and trucks that's going to work me to death. Yeah, well, it's good to have some shops. I mean, I enjoy my shops, both of them. Hey, Heavy Wrench, I thought you'd be out hunting this morning. Did you get out hunting? Did you get you a deer this morning? Or did it rain you out? I know you were talking about it was going to rain a good bit. Oh, you're out hunting right now. Okay, cool. Well, I can be your entertainment then, can't I? you can listen to us and chat along with us and then look for a couple of deer. Now, how far? I guess you got good cell service where you're at. Yeah, you better get your hunting in before they close it all down up there again. I noticed they're getting. All right, good. You got those earbuds. Yeah. So I'll try not to make any deer noises. Woo! Also, Heavy Machinery's out hunting girls. Yeah. Yeah. And then now you said it. Now is it muzzle load up there, or you said it's long rifle, isn't it? I think they've had muzzle. I've heard a lot of people shooting down here. I don't know if it's just muzzle load. I mean, they've got. I'm not a hunter, so I don't know. I know they do the bow and then the muzzle load and then the regular gun. So y'all closed down. Oh no. I mean, as far as the state, now the state's not closed down. We're not completely. We're they're they pulled back the phase 3 or whatever the governor has. Our governor's crazy. I was hoping they would vote him out, but they didn't. Trump won in the as far as the presidential, but the Democratic governor went back in. I don't know what fools with all he did and everything to disrupt the state. I cannot imagine that many people decided that he was still a decent person, but that's the way it goes. It was decently close, but he poured a lot of money. He got a lot of George Soros money and was able to, he advertised himself to death on it. I'm worried about Georgia now. Everybody's going to have to hope and pray that Georgia comes through. If we can get at least one senator out of Georgia, we'll still be able to hold the Senate. If you're of the same political, liking that I am, Yeah, for 3 weeks. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, yeah. It's. I probably insulted a few people here and there. I'm just going to say it like it is. I'm not too happy with some of these governors and some of these politicians. Uh, they I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to kill the economy. Is what I'm afraid. I mean, people are going to get sick. People are going to have to start taking wear masks. I have nothing, wrong with people wearing masks, gloves, staying social distance, and anything you do like that. I'm all for that. Within reason. I mean, I don't need a mask up here when I'm on the computer, of course, and you'll see people that what gets me. You'll see people riding down the road by themselves in their car and have a mask on. And I keep thinking, what are you protecting? And is that mask that comfortable? My wife and I, we carry masks in the car, and we put them on as a get out. And I'm vulnerable myself. I mean, somebody with just had open heart surgery and that sort of situation. I mean, I realized the potential that I could get hurt from this, but I don't. I don't try to put myself in vulnerable situations. I try to make sure that I'm doing the wisest thing and being smart, and we're going to have to do that going forward. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen out there, and it's just like everything. I mean, you put your seatbelt on when you get in the car. Uh, you make sure that everything's safe. When I'm driving a truck, you know, I make sure that everything's safe. I make sure everything's hooked right, and you take precautions, and that's what we're going to have to do. And so many people uh, are not doing that properly, and that's where we get ourselves in trouble. So I mean, just do the common sense thing, and I think we can lick this. But what do you say? What do you say? I mean, people are going to go crazy. Some people are going to say, "Well, I don't believe in it. I'm not going to do anything." Well, there's a virus out there. I mean, it wouldn't have killed that many people if it wasn't a virus. Is it so deadly that you're going to have to watch every little move you make? No. Should you be cautionary? Yes. And that's the way I feel about it. Oh, I know it. And they say that people that are wearing masks are getting it too, and people that are staying inside are getting it too. And that's what you want to do. I mean, when I handle dangerous equipment or dangerous chemicals, I take precautions. And when I do anything that I know that can jeopardize my life, the way I do things, uh, I take precautions. So, and I think that's what we're going to have to just do going forward here. And if we do, we do. And if you don't, you know, you're going to be in bad shape. You're subject to get sick. Yeah, I mean, and we all have had a little bit of that kind of stuff. And I take precautions. I try my best not to let myself get even a common cold, and I try to medicate myself from getting that kind of stuff too. It's tough. Oh yeah, there's a lot of fake facts of there's so much misinformation out there. You got to use your own common sense to decipher what's going on, and that's I think that's it in a nutshell. I think so many people are. I mean, I see you can go to extreme right, extreme left on this, and you just got to see a common ground and say, well, this is what I believe, and go for it. Yeah. That's right. Well, I mean, and it still is showing that still the majority of the people that have died from it are my age and older. I mean, I'm 69 and I'll be 70 in June, and I'm in that category. So I realize that I'm in that category. So I have to watch myself and be careful, but I'm not going to be so scared that I'm not going to do anything. Yeah. JC, you've been busy. I've noticed this past couple of weeks. You really, you really had a lot of projects. How's the uh, how's the little Toma? What I forgot what you call it. That little the one you're putting the Cummins engine in. How's it coming along? Yeah. Well, I know it, and you know there's a lot of people that are not getting taken care of. There's a lot of people dying from other things, and there's still a lot of misrepresentation of how people died too. I mean, labeling people that have died with corona that haven't died with corona is happening pretty rampant because of the difference in money that's being paid out to these facilities. So I know that there's a you know what I don't know 150 200,000 people that have died, but how many people would have died anyway over common illnesses and everything? I mean, you got to take all this into perspective, I think. I mean, some of these people would have died had corona not even come around. And that's what gets me. I mean, if you have an underlying condition anyway, and you could have got the common flu and died from it. And some of these people would have done that anyway, but they're labeled the labeling and the accountability of what they're trying to do right now, I think is skewed. So yeah, Danaho. I couldn't remember what it was. Yeah. So it's moving a little bit slow, is it? Yeah. I mean, when our numbers up, our numbers up. I do believe it. Hey, Josh. Yeah, I know you're still here. Yeah. Everybody say hey to Josh there. Um, yeah, it's when your numbers up, your number is up. Hey, Greg, how are you? Greg, you're getting in here late. Where you been? Greg's usually one of the first ones online. Yeah, yeah, you're 23 minutes late, Greg. I have to discipline you on that. The new AC/DC album. No, I haven't. Oh, you're cooking for your wife. That's the reason. Okay. Well, don't let me hold you up for that now. That's for sure. Yeah, I knew you had a lot of projects going, JC. 7 trucks. Good gracious. You're gonna wear Brenda out. Now, who's doing all the editing? Are you doing the editing on the video editing, or is Brenda having to do it? Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna try to start getting more videos out myself. I've got a change of some changes are coming down, and I'll be able to tell you all about that later. Can't say much about it right now, but I've got some changes that are coming around. Well, yeah, if the wife is smiling, happy wife, happy life. You know that saying. Oh, you do all the editing. Okay. Well, I've got my wife's birthday is this week, and we had a party for her last night, and I gave her some nice jewelry and a few things, and my son and our anniversary was a couple weeks ago, our 50th anniversary, and he was saying, "Well, Dad, what did you get for your part of the anniversary?" And I kind of chuckled. I said, "It'll be here in a few weeks." My wife turned and looked at me. She says, "So I understand why you were so eager to get me something for my birthday." And anniversary. I said, well, I wasn't saying I was eager. I said I was very acceptable to what you wanted to get. Yeah. So, and one of the things I'm getting a new mini Mac. I'm gonna try out one of the new mini Macs. I like my Macs. I've got one up here now, but they're talking about that it renders so much faster and everything. So hopefully it will do that, and I'll check it out and see how good it does, and see if it renders better and uh, helps me. Yeah, yeah. I'll tell my wife you said happy birthday. Yeah, her birthday is actually Wednesday, I think. But we went ahead and had the children over and celebrated last night. Yeah, yeah. Brenda has to do a lot of that moving around with the camera now. Of course, I see JC doing it too. Camera work and editing can take up a lot of your time. Which program are you using to edit, JC? Are you doing it on a Windows or a Mac? I use a Mac on mine. It seems, yeah. Yeah, I saw you on that KW too this past week. That KW, that looks like one that I sold uh, right before my sale or during my sale and everything. I sold a what was it, 97? I believe it was a 97 KW with just like that. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to have to get you a windsock on your microphone, Chris. Get you one of those external mics with a little windsock on it, and that'll help cut some of that down. Oh, you got 9 videos in progress. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, you get out there, and I was going through some of mine. I know I did one about my cement and everything last year, and I told Chris I'd get it up, and I went through it yesterday. I'm just kind of reviewing it, and I said, "Doggone, I need to get all the pieces together to edit that video," and I probably will before long. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, everybody likes JC's videos. JC's got some real good videos. I think they're very educational and gives you some ideas. Oh, good gracious! I tell you what, the best little camera that I've gotten lately, JC, and you ought to look into it, is that little Osmo Pocket Cam. I mean, it's got a gimbal built on it, and it's small. I mean, you can actually stick it in your pocket and then pull it back out, and as steady as it can be because it has a built-in gimbal. So you can move it all around and flip it from front to back and everything. That's the darndest thing I've ever seen, and it's a lot better than these GoPros. I mean, these GoPros are good if you want to just stick them on something and leave them there, but this Osmos Pocket Cam is one of the best that I've ever had, and I've been using that a lot. I need to get out and do some more filming. I got it right before I had my heart attack, and I haven't got to use it very much, and so I need to get out and use it a good bit. And it does 4K and everything else. Audio is good on it, so it's really a darn good little camera. Yeah, well, yeah, you got to look at your environment too. I mean, yeah, and I've got a couple of inexpensive 4K cameras that I've stuck out at places. The audio is not quite as good, and the it's more fit. They look more fisheye sometimes, a little bit too wide angle. Yeah. Well, yeah, what you can do, you can go ahead, you can shoot it on 4K and then render it back down to 1080 to save the space and everything, so you can get it up. Yeah, I don't try to upload in 4K. 4K upload takes forever, and but you can render it down into that. And for what we're using here, I don't need it that much. Nicholas, I have no idea. I'm not into that. So, uh, but you know, yeah. Well, yeah, you can get more on your memory card. Yeah, and if you're out doing it for long periods of times, I can understand where you're coming from. Yeah, 4K will eat up the memory. That's for sure. I mean, of course, luckily these memory cards have gotten so cheap now. You can get a 64K, you know, it's a 64 gig. One of the six, I can't. Anyway, you can get a 64 way cheaper than you used to could. Yeah, I guess so. I'm not. I don't understand what the guy's. He jumped in here. I guess Chuck Norris. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I just think I'm gonna try to get more video out myself. I've got I've got a lot of different things that I have not used that I bought over the last 6 months. I've got me a drone too. I got me a nice drone, and I've used it I'm very limited on that. But I'd like to get the drone up and going with it, and it's just everything hit me back during the summer, and with this bypass and heart attack and everything, it changed my perspective on what I needed to get done. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and you fill up your memory card. Yeah, that can be tough, especially if you're in the middle of something and you want to make sure. Oh, okay, that's your friend. I got you. Oh, I didn't know who he was. All right. Well, I'm glad he's in here then. If he's one of your friends, yeah, he saw you online or something, did he? But I didn't know who he was. Well, hi Brian, how are you? Yeah, I'm getting people from all over the world. That's the thing about it. I like that. I mean, I've got them from Spain and then of course heavy machinery. He's from Austria, and then I got heavy tool. He's up there in Michigan, in the deer stand right now, listening to us. Now, where are you from, Brian? Hey, there's Ag Tech. Here comes our resident Canadian. Yeah, get our Canadian, and we'll get our foreign affairs in order here. We'll have Canada, Austria, Spain, uh, and then we got. I haven't seen. We got the boy down under. We got the Australian guy. Yeah, he hasn't popped in yet. But yeah, we'll get our different countries here, and then we had a Russian on earlier too. All right, JC, you take care. Everybody go out and check out JC's videos. I know he's working hard out here. JC's a good man, and I got to talk to you about some trucks. I'm thinning them down. I've sold about 5 or 6 trucks lately, and I'm thinning them down. I've got the herd to thin down completely. We're clearing out all we've got over there. I'm gonna build some storage buildings in that field over there and get all the equipment out of it. So I may have to send you down here with a trailer so you can load up some parts and trucks. I know you got a roll of cash about that thick, so I'll try to bait you and get you down here. Yeah. Well, you don't, both of them can get you in trouble. You might be in more trouble hunting those girls than hunting doe. Oh, Brian, you're from England. Okay. Okay. We got England and Russia and Spain, and you were originally born in Hong Kong. Okay. Yeah, I thought that was a British flag I was saying there. I didn't say anything. Yeah, we got a Brit, I got a Brit and an Austrian. Don't start bombing each other. Oh wow, $100 for a terabyte. Yeah, that's the problem with some of those. I mean, the computers will take them sometimes, but you'll get some of these cameras that will only like take like 32. Some of them will limit at 32 instead of 64 or 128 or whatever. Some of these smaller GoPro type cameras, some of them won't take the larger SD cards. Hey T Paul, how are you? Okay, yeah, give me a call about those ramps. They're a little on the pricey side, but they do the job. And he's talking about these ramps right here, those blue ramps. Those are the heavy duty ones we use for the tractor trailer trucks. We can You can pull a tractor trailer truck up on them because I've got a video using them if anybody wants to see it. I guess so. Well, Brian said he was from Hong Kong. He was from China, so I'd have to brush up on my Chinese. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad to be international like that and get a variety of comments and good logical comments. People that are really interested in what we talk about each week. I like seeing that and having conversations like that. T-Paul, I thought I had you on as a moderator. I'm gonna change you as. Let me add you as a moderator. There we go. Now I got T-Paul as a moderator. At least I think I did that right. Next time you go on T-Paul, I think you'll have the blue tool there beside you. I try to all the regulars. I try to get people that we know to come in and that we get used to and everything like that, and that we know that are good people. We make them a moderator, and that way we can. Yeah, there you go, T. Paul. You're a moderator. Yeah. Now I quit using hard drives. I use SSDs because SSDs are so much more reliable and everything. I mean, a hard drive can still crash on you, and I quit using the those because they're so much faster. Yeah, we have to watch our language out here, Brian. We do moderate our languages and everything. You got an old computer, too much info on it. Yeah. What I try, I like working on. I'm up. What I've been doing up here today is upgrading some equipment and everything. I upgraded the software on this one that I'm using right now, and yeah, we moderate the bad language, so don't. We try not to do any of that. It hurts monetization and you get strikes and everything else. So we try to keep a clean channel. I mean, I'm not. There's some guys that let the f bombs fly and everything else. We try not to do that. So I hope you understand. And we we can like my mother says, you can say the same thing without having to use profanity. My mother always told me, she said, anytime you use profanity, you lower your IQ by about 10 or 20 points. And I figure I don't have that many points to spare, so I don't want to lower it any. So that's the way I try to, that's the way I try to, and, it just, you never know when you got somebody young that's wanting to watch what you're saying and everything like that. I mean, I try not, I mean, my grandson watches the channel sometimes, and I don't want a lot of profanity or anything else going on in the channel for his sake. And so uh, and there's other people that are young or are impressionable. I don't want to do that. Yeah, the walks are making me. I weighed this morning. I'm back down to 217. Uh, like I said, I was up at around 240, 242 or something like that before I had the heart attack, and I'm down to 217. I want to get under 200 if I can. That's my goal. That's what I told my wife the other day, that I'd like to get under 200. I haven't been under 200 in forever, uh, probably since I was in my 30s. Uh, but I'd like to get under 200 if I can, and stay healthy. That's the key to it, is to stay healthy. I'm trying my best to have a healthy diet and exercise, and try to make sure that I'm losing weight. Again, I've got a shirt on, as you can tell. This shirt's loose on me, like the one I had on yesterday. Yeah, I'm trying to. That's you only have one life to live, and I'm trying my best to get mine back in order. I mean, the good Lord gave me a wake up call and says, I'm not going to take you now, but I could at any time. He let me know right quick that I was on the edge of the bridge there, about ready to fall off. So I have to take all that in consideration, and try to make sure that I'm living right, with my, you know, you got to have your mental and your physical and your spiritual all in order. And I'm trying to keep everything in order. So, you know, when I do leave this world, I will give it my best shot. Yeah, health is very important. And like I said, I mean, I'm not getting any younger, and I'll be 70 years old this year, this in June. So and I'm trying not to slow down. I still like doing a lot of things. I am going to modify some things in the near future. I'll tell y'all about what's going on. I've got some things coming about in the next week or so. I really can't say much about it right now, but I got some things that are going to be happening, and some things that I'm going to be changing around. So, uh, but I'm hopefully I will be doing the right moves. That's the name of the game, is to make the right moves at the right time, and make sure that I'm taking into consideration myself, my health, my family, and everything else. 24 for the third time. You talking about me? Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, not when I'm not 24 for the third time. Let's see. Uh, that'd be 72, wouldn't it? Uh, but or 23. Right now, I'm 23 for the third time. And so I'd be 23 for the third time plus one. Yeah. If you're doing math, I guess I'm doing my math right. But, I'm hoping that I'll be able to tell you about, like I said, I'm experimenting on a few things. I'm trying to uh, change some things around in my work schedule, and a few other things. Some things hopefully I can discuss online. Uh, I got to go back down to Savannah this next week, I've got to get some things straightened out down there. Unfortunately, I lost it. I had a driver that flipped one over. I guess I ought to put some pictures up. I had one that really had a bad wreck a couple of weeks ago to turn a set of doubles over. Well, the back trailer stayed up. He spun it around, flipped the front box and my truck out into the median, and the rear box stayed upright because I guess centrifugal force, the way he would spun it around, kept it upright, and it flipped the front part without flipping the rear, which is sort of weird, but it did. So I'll have to, I might have to green screen it or whatever one day and put that up behind me or something to show everybody what happened there, because it was not a pretty sight. Total lost one of my newer Cascadias that I had, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It was it's a pretty nice truck that he totally wiped out, but you got to take the good with the bad when you're in the trucking business. That's the tough thing. That's a tough thing when you're stuff like that happens. Well, what's going on with y'all guys out there? I haven't. I'm trying to gauge what everybody's thinking about this morning. No, he does not. No, when something like that happens, they immediately put the person under suspension. I'm sorry to say suspicious. They're immediately suspended, and then it's suspended via an investigation. And the investigation, of course, it can take 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. But no, he won't be coming back. That's an immediate dismissal if you roll one. Yeah, you have to take the good with the bad on everything. That's for sure, James. But it it gets costly out there. The problem with being an owner operator, especially with FedEx, is that our deductibles. I mean, fortunately for me, this truck had all the new technology, and he had everything in order there. We had to actually take the camera. It when it flipped over, it blew the windshields out, and when it took the windshields out, it took that camera, that front and forward facing camera, it went out with the windshield, and it wouldn't work after that. So because we tried to plug it back into another unit, couldn't get it to upload. So we had to send it out to the company, and hopefully they're going to be able to retrieve some video off of it. But we weren't able to get any video. Of course, it showed that it was operable and working at just a few minutes before that. But unfortunately, that part of the camera, because it's based on it's a collision avoidance system, and what it does when it feels the first bit of collision or something going on, it will activate the camera. When it activates the camera, then it uploads. But this one, the action took so quick, it flipped it and took the camera with it. Well, we'll do it. Oh, so you're in the South Carolina mountains. So you down around you up above Greenville? If you're in the South Carolina mountains, that's the only place that is, up above Greenville South, up there around Travelers Rest. Wow. Yeah, insurance is not good for you, that's for sure. Oh, you're at Table Rock. Oh, I know where Table Rock is. Yeah, yeah. Table Rock's up there close to Hendersonville, isn't it? So you're right. You're just right across the North Carolina, South Carolina area there. You're right down below Hendersonville. Now, I've been through there. Well, if I'm ever over that way again, I got a gnat here. Um, hey, Walter, how are you? Yeah, I tell you, the cameras are prevalent right now. I mean, it's to the point that most people need cameras for even your own personal vehicle nowadays. It's there's so many questions and everything out there. So yeah, it can be that way. It really can. Yeah, it can be very questionable when you're when too many people out there are sue happy. They'll sue you for anything. So the better that you can the better you can protect yourself, and that's the purpose of with the FedEx doing what they do with all their cameras is the fact that they have had so many lawsuits that they need every aspect of being able to protect themselves because people see FedEx on the side of a trailer, they immediately figure I can get a paycheck out of that. So they're suing right and left. You would not believe all the lawsuits that come against FedEx. A lot of them not their fault, but they still get sued. And it gets to the point that some of these lawyers know that they can get X amount of dollars out of them, uh, even though their client may be right or wrong, because it's more profitable for them to go ahead and pay off than it is to or to settle than it is to have a lawsuit. Although FedEx has got a huge legal department, they can challenge anybody with stuff, but I guess they have to weigh the cons and the pros and everything else. And of course, with us as contractors, we're the ones that carry the brunt of a lot of this anyway, because they've really changed our deductibles way high now because of the fact that what's going on with the industry and everything. So that they've got everything figured out to minimize their loss. That's for sure. Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, the driver doesn't get sued. No, it's us. We're responsible for the driver ag tech, and that's the unfortunate part. I'm the insured. I'm the insured when it's my trucks, and these are the things that are really getting tough out there for the owner operator like myself because of the fact that, like I said, it's really getting expensive. Uh, it the deductible, our deductible, it depends. It's initially $2,000 for an accident. And then if you don't have all your safety equipment, including we got a safety program, we got the cameras, we got the logging devices. If we don't have that in place, it can jump from $2,000 up to $18,000. And if you don't have all the technology, it can go up to 75,000. Whereas we would have to pay the first $75,000. Fortunately for me, on this last accident, that truck had everything. The driver was up to date on his safety, and so you know everything should fall into place. Of course, we haven't settled yet, so I don't know. We're still working. We're still working out the details on the truck. So we're hopefully we're going to come out without. I hope that the $2,000 is all I'm gonna have to pay. Yeah, it does. I mean, we had a fatality a year or so ago, uh, and had it not been for the cameras, the way the truck ended up, it could have gone either way, because the driver came over on us and hit us head on, killed the driver of the vehicle, of the car, and then by him hitting the left steer axle, it pushed our steering to the left, of course, and then we went back across the road onto his side of the road and went up on the embankment and everything. But had we not had the cameras showing that he hit us dead center on us, uh, it a person that did not know the accident could have thought that the truck drifted over. So that was a perfect example of what cameras can do to save you. But it did. We got the video. He was perfectly. Our driver was on his side of the road, and the other guy just passed and couldn't get back in and hit us head on. So it's really tough. It can be tough. That was a tough accident to see too, because it was a Cadillac Escalade, I believe it was, and it smashed it to the rear window. I mean, he was flying low though. He was probably doing 80 or 90 and thought he could get over, I guess, and just couldn't get back over in time, and then just hit our truck head on. And then, people taking their, you know, I don't know. It was really tough. Really tough to see too. That's something I don't want to have to go out and see very many times in my lifetime. Hey, Dana, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good out here. We're just out here chit chatting this Sunday morning, just chit chatting around and trying to come up with some subjects that everybody want to talk about. We're talking about a little bit of this, that, and the other. Well, that's good. That's good. All right, Patrick, you take care. I'm gonna be getting out of here in just a little bit myself. I've got I'm just kind of hanging in here and enjoying this morning. I don't have a lot that I have to do. I'm up here working on some computers. I've got another one out in the car. I'm gonna come in here and upgrade if I can and bring it in and then do a few things like that. But I decided I would come up here and see what I can do finishing this one up this morning. I like working on the computers and everything, so that's not a bad thing to do. Right. Well, I mean that's what happened to us too. Very similar. I mean, like I said, this guy was flying low that hit us last year, and just wasn't anything we could do. Yeah, I mean, people do. Hey, Jerry, how are you? Yeah, people do. People do just hit semis and see what they can get, stop in front of them, and just all kind of different things. We've had that. That's one reason, like I said, all these cameras are coming into play now. Yeah, these cameras are the lifeblood of trying to get yourself out of an accident or get yourself protected during an accident. In other words, I mean, you got people that will, like I said, try to make money and sue in a heartbeat. I mean, they don't care what they're doing to the truck driver's livelihood at all. I mean, you've got yeah. I'm all, of course. Now this is water, vitamin water, guys. So I'm not abusing anything here. Didn't want you to think I was backsliding. I'm still one of these days. Maybe I'll be a slim guy behind the microphone and camera. I'm trying to slim down. Like I said, my wife told me, she said, I'm wearing double X large shirts. She said, well, you're going to have to get back down to your extra large shirts. She said, those shirts are too loose on you now. Yeah. I mean, the cameras are, if you look at the camera as it being a friend instead of an enemy, you're all right. I mean, if you're doing something malicious or you're doing something wrong, yeah, a camera can catch you at it. But if you're not doing anything wrong, then there's nothing to worry about. So I mean, if you're a legit driver and doing what you're supposed to do, then it's fine. I wouldn't worry about it in the least. Oh, good gracious! Whew. Uh, and I thought it was cold down here. I got out and it was 56 degrees down here, a little bit nippy. I don't miss snow at all. I'm not a snowbird. I can't. I'll let all you guys up there in Michigan and Wisconsin and Ontario and Saskatchewan and all these other places. Uh, I'll let y'all have all that snow you want. Well, I haven't been thin in a long time. Uh, I'll look forward to being able to bend over better and be able to just get around better and hopefully have a, a healthier lifestyle. And that's what I'm trying to do is get it's tougher on your joints and everything when you're overweight. I mean, I don't want to have to ever have a knee replacement if I can help from having that. I've got one knee that bothers me a little bit. One that I had the old football injury from way back, but I hope I can keep all my joints because I've seen people with complications from the knee joints and everything else, and I fear that. So I try to, you know, keep calcium in me and keep everything healthy and try to. I'm trying to live a healthier lifestyle if I can. Whew. Keep all those things in the upper east. Don't let it go down below the Mason Dixon line if you can, AgTech. Uh, you and Dano can keep that Canadian snow. I don't care to have that at all. Yeah, cold for North Carolina is when it gets down in the 30s and 40s. And I got up this morning, it was foggy. It was real foggy this morning. Hopefully the sun will pop back out before long. We can get it warmed up here today. We've had some mild weather uh, all since this summer. We haven't had very many cold days. I mean, the grass is still green in a lot of places. Yeah. Uh, hey, Daycap, glad to see you in here. Yeah, I don't mind sharing some things, but sharing cold weather is not what I want to do. I'll tell you that. I'll let Dano and AgTech keep all of that y'all want, and the heavy wrench and all the other guys up north. I'll let y'all keep the cold weather. Heavy wrench likes it. He likes cold weather. He says he couldn't live down south. I'm just the other way. I'll take the warm temperatures. I can take clothes off, but I don't have to keep piling clothes on. That's for sure. I mean, it gets to a point where you're hey Blake. Yeah, I'll take the mild weather all year round. That's why I like going down to our place at Hilton Head because I mean it's even probably 10, sometimes 20 degrees warmer down there than it is up here in North Carolina. But that's down there on the right in the right almost into Georgia, Hilton Head, South Carolina. Yeah, I I'm not a big Arizona fan. I've been through Arizona several times, but I'm it Arizona's a little bit too dusty and dry and I don't know. There's not. I like a place that's got a few trees. I, I and that's even like Oklahoma. When you go out to Oklahoma, you don't even see enough trees. You see scrub trees, but you don't see the big. I mean, out here, I mean, you got big oak and pines that are 40, 50 feet high. Nice looking trees. And you get out further out west, and it's a little bit drier and less, not many trees and everything else. It's a different feel to it. Yeah. Yeah, I like Florida in certain locations. I'm not, and Florida's fine in the wintertime. I don't care for Florida in the summertime. It's a little bit too warm for me in the summertime. Yeah, yeah, like heavy wrenches, scrub buck. Yeah, yeah. Chris is out there where you can see miles and miles of nothing but miles and miles. Yeah, you get out in Kansas and everything. It's flat and you can keep on it. When somebody's coming to see you out there, you got a long ways of you know they're coming for a long ways off, don't you, Chris? I mean that they won't sneak up on you out there. That's for sure. I mean, you can have the old gun cocked and ready to go when they by the time they get up to the driveway. Yeah, out here in North Carolina, I mean, I got trees all around me. I mean, I'm like I'm in the woods where I live. I mean, there's about 50 acres of trees, 50 or 75 acres of nothing but trees right in front of my house. Behind my house, even at before we get to the pond, I have a good many, and then coming up the road, we're loaded up with trees too. So I don't have much open land. We got a pasture out there of about 30 or 40 acres that we can see across, and we can see the deer go across it. But other than that, I don't have that much clear land. Yeah, it's different. I mean, it's good to see the different parts of the country. I mean, all of us you get acclimated and get used to, what you do, and these are the things that I do, and I'm not. Uh, I get homesick for just what it looks like here in North Carolina when I get out and about. I mean, I like it. I grew up with it. This is my kind of country, so I can't complain. I mean, it's comfortable. It's you know nice to be at. No, no, we got some new renters right now. Uh, we actually had a guy. He never would keep the fence up straight. Oh, I got to straighten up here a little bit. He never would keep the fence up straight, Chris, and we kind of just said no, we're not going to renew that. And he wouldn't get the pasture mowed good either. So my pasture needs mowing right now. So we actually rented to a new guy that's going to be putting in some Angus. So we'll see, and he's going to have to repair the fence in a couple of spots too. Well, yeah, I like seclusion too. I don't want my nearest neighbor is about a half mile, three quarters of a mile away from me is my nearest neighbor. Well, except my mother-in-law, she's right across the pond from me. But I mean, as far as an outside of the family member, but even my mother-in-law, she's a couple hundred yards away. You had to get unless I throw a rock across the pond, and I can't throw that far, so they wouldn't matter anyway. Yeah, I mean it's I got some good grass, some good grass hadn't been touched this year at all, and it's knee high grass. It's got some of the old I don't know what you call it, old wire, not wiregrass. They've let this other grass. A person needs to do two cuttings. Needs to go in there and kind of get the old crappy grass cut off. That's a little bit tall, and then come back and get that good fescue. I mean, because there's a lot of good fescue that could be baled up, and man can get a lot of good hay out of it. Yeah, the old cheat grass, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, and yeah, that we got a lot of that. That or manure grass, what I call it. You see a lot of it growing right out of manure piles. Uh, Oh gosh, we're busy as everything. We're 7 days a week, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So I mean, I don't know how any busier that we can get than that, Blake. I mean, uh, seriously, the FedEx trucks are running 7 days a week. We don't have. I mean, even the package vans are running. 7 days a week. So I don't know how we can get any busier. Although they want to add more routes and everything else, they're always complaining about we need more drivers, and I can't invent them. I can't invent them. That's the problem. And there's only so many to go in the marketplace. So we definitely have a huge amount of freight. I hope it stays this consistent on through the year, next year. I hope the new administration coming in won't disrupt too many things uh, economically. I, no, they're going to be out there in force just like everything else. I'm upset with all this crap, but it is what it is. At least your state went red too, Blake. It's just unfortunately we got a couple of them that I don't understand it. I don't understand the people that uh, voted them in, but we'll have to live with it. Oh gosh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not a little squirrel cage, as you can see. That thing's a huge squirrel. I don't know what that came out of. I don't know where we got that. I think I may have bought that at a sale. We got a good sized motor on it and everything. I'll turn it around here and let you see here. It's got a big, like a 3 or 5 horsepower, probably about a 3 horsepower motor. But it's so big, we actually have to start it up. We have to actually spin it and then hit the switch because even that motor, as big as it is, uh, can't start it good. It's a big one. It's a big one. It moves the air though. It does. It really moves the air. I mean, as you can tell, I'll scoot over here beside it. I mean, it's a big one. You see how big it is in comparison to me sitting here. Oh, let me scoot back now. Oh, uh, yeah, that's a big one. And like I said, we got it on some big old steel casters, and the guys built the frame around. Probably need to paint it again. It's kind of, but the paint doesn't make it work any better, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. And it's inside. But yeah, we use it summer and winter. I mean, the overhead. I don't know if you can see it right about there, where my finger, right up above my finger. That's a uh, oil recycled oil heater, and it heats this building up. It's fantastic. I mean, if JC was here, he could tell you because JC and his wife actually slept in this shop a couple of years ago when they were down here and slept inside a truck and we had the heater going real about burn them up in here, and then we got everything else, the bathrooms and everything in there they can clean up with, but they they just slept instead of getting a hotel. They just went ahead and how JC is. JC's going to save every penny he can. He said, "Well, what the heck? I'll sleep in the truck." And we backed in the truck, kept him inside the shop, and they stayed in the shop in the truck and slept fine. They said, "Wow, okay." Well, I haven't seen your buddy uh, Justin on here doing other than just he's doing all kind of motorcycle stuff now or four wheeling stuff. Sounds like he's kind of gotten tired of his dump trucks lately. He's talking very little about that. Yeah, you got to make hay while the sun shines. That's for sure. You still doing a lot of paving, Blake? Because y'all about like us on temperature, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Justin seems to refocus himself onto the his pleasure and everything as opposed to his trucks. I don't know what it he every time you see him now, he's talking about his four wheelers and stuff like that. Which that's if that's his passion, that's his passion, I guess. I hope he doesn't let his business falter because of that. Uh, Sometimes if you lose focus on what really brings you the money, and you can falter a little bit and do what you can do. I guess. I mean, I would imagine he's still running pretty hot and heavy. Maybe he's just tired of talking about it. He definitely is spending the money on those four wheelers. Good day, good day. I was wondering if you were getting here. We had them from Austria, so we got Canada, two parts of Canada, and then England. Now we got Australia, and Austria has already dropped out. Patrick Patrick had to do something a while ago, so we got Australia, Austria, two parts of Canada, and do we had Spain? I think we had Spain and England. And we had England in here and Russia. We had a Russian on here earlier too. Uh, so yeah, we're getting our international show on today. We're known worldwide. What do you think about that? It's fun to be able to talk to people all over the world. It's amazing that we've got that kind of technology and everything, and I'm glad we do have that, and that we can talk with people all over the world. I mean, it amazes me. Oh yeah, I know it. Well, Justin has all those. Gosh, he's got what's he got? 13 trucks. Yeah, he's got those 13 trucks to pay for too. And he keeps talking about he wants to buy that house. I would redirect some of that four wheeler stuff to a house, I believe, and not mess with that four wheeler stuff. But he wants to do, everybody to their own lifestyle. I've got mine too. I mean, I do things, and people may look at my stuff and say, "Why are you doing that as opposed to this?" And to each his own. To each his own. And we all, I guess that's what's good about all these different videos. You can look and compare what other people are doing and say, well, I like doing this and I like doing that, but I don't want to do this. I mean, I see a lot of shows out there on YouTube, my YouTube channels. Uh, some of them I just go, why? And some of them are actually done just to do entertainment and not really accomplish anything, I'm afraid. Some people are just, they want to produce an entertaining show, I guess, get a lot of hits and get money from that. I don't do this for the money. I don't need to. Uh, I've got a full-time job. I've got a business, couple of businesses. So I don't need the income from YouTube, and what little bit I do make is very, very little anyway. So I'm not one of these that is trying to make it. Although, if I could get into making more money at it, I wouldn't object to that either. And if I can grow my channel, so I hope I can grow it a little bit. Uh, I'm kind of at a plateau right now. I probably need to put some more interesting videos out there so I can grow the channel and get out here more. I only engage with the people about once a week, maybe twice a week, and do a live chat. But I think if I were to do more and show more of what I'm doing, maybe I could grow the channel a little bit more. And that's my goal probably. As I'm getting closer to retirement and slowing down one of these days, I'm probably going to do more of this and less of the other and that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. You got to. I enjoy my computers and I enjoy technology, and I need to combine that so I've got more something that I can enjoy editing and a few things like that. because as it stands right now, I'm not doing that. I, the I guess I'm doing it the lazy man's way right now. I mean, this is easy. I come up here, I chat with everybody, enjoy the heck out of it. I enjoy chatting with people, and then uh, there's no editing to this. I mean, as soon as I sign off, YouTube does its thing, and then I can come back and put a couple of little things to highlight it a little bit after they do their rendering or whatever. But other than that, it's done. So it's easy peasy, I guess you might say. So I kind of like that. So I may get into doing more of this and more editing and a few things like that. But I've got to be able to get to the point where I can afford to do that too, as far as my time. So I'm working on it. Oh wow, the screw guy. Which one is 18 volt? I love my Milwaukee tools. I've I try to keep them in good shape. I've got. I used to have a lot of DeWalt. Still have a good many DeWalt, but I love my Milwaukees. A 12 volt. I've got both. I've got some 12 volt Milwaukee, and I've got a lot of the 18. I got a lot of the big power tools. I've got the big uh, half inch impact. That's 1,400 foot-pounds, and I've got a couple of those. I got one in the wrecker, one in the shop, and I've got uh, the saws. I've got the miter saw. I've got the table saw, and a lot of other Milwaukee tools. Plus, I even have a panel saw because it's electrical. But I love my big panel saw that I got from Milwaukee, and it's pretty neat. Yeah, that is a thing about, and there's some people that really do it good. I mean, there's some people that they've got 4 or 5 cameras out there, and Andrew Camerata, Andrew does a great job of videoing and does everything himself, and he's a good cameraman. He must spend a lot of time editing videos too at night, but he does a lot of work. He gets out there and works hard and has a lot of projects, and then has cameras everywhere. I would get a little bit tired, I think, of chasing cameras down. Yeah, yeah. Now I've got a good many. I've probably got 8 or 10 of the, or if not more, of the 18 volt ones. I've got a few of the 12. My son has a good many of the 12 volts. I don't. I don't have as many of the 12 volts. I've got the little air compressor, which is pretty neat. It's 12 volts. I've got what else is it? I got a couple to I got a couple that are only 12 volt that they don't have an 18 volts. I'm trying to think what it is. But the 12 volt's pretty strong, for the normal hobbyist and everything. The 12 volt Milwaukee is pretty strong tools. And I think I got the little 12 volt bandsaw, the portable bandsaw. I've got that. So I've got a lot of different ones, and just uh, have to. I need to get my shop at home in better order. I've got 3 buildings. I got this shop, my other big shop, and then I have a shop at my house too, a personal shop down there. And I need to. I want to work on it this next year and improve it, and get the tools and everything set up in it better. I want to put LED lights in it also, and it like I've got just about everywhere else. But got to have time, got to have a little more money. That's all it takes. Money, money, money. Well, guys, I'm gonna get off. I've been on here about an hour and a half, and I'm gonna get off and head back down to the house and do a little more editing and a few other things. I'm working on computers myself. So yeah, it just takes money, Chris. Just takes money. So I'm gonna get off of here. I've enjoyed it this morning. Had a good crowd out here, and y'all take care. And I'll catch y'all next week. Maybe even before then. You never know. See ya.